So no, it came up in discussion, actually, funny enough. And I think it's an important point that I'm going to make now. The topic came up in discussion when we met for a cup of coffee to discuss another topic. So it just shows you the power of collaboration, of being together and just being open to and discuss things. Don't be scared to discuss things because you don't know what comes out of it.
Mm.
And I think that's what Explore ProTech, the platform, provides. It's all about discussion. I mean, we've got Steve Westwood here from the UK. And we've all chatted. We've chatted together with you and Peter, and it's about, we've had discussions, and I've seen things. I've been actually privileged to see things that have come out of the discussions that weren't even the intention of the discussion when we went into it. And I think it's very important as entrepreneurs that we just take note of that. It comes back to it's a lonely journey, but it doesn't have to be traveled alone.
Stephen, you know that I'm German, and
yes, sir.
So this means I don't want to waste time of our audience. I think it was a wonderful introduction. Let's cut the crap and go to the beef. Let's go talk scaling. How about that?
I was getting to that. You're lucky you're in Germany.
Yeah. Thank you. All right.
So where's the slide?
Where's the slide? I put up the faint slide. All right.
Right.
So.
Oh, so cool! I love it. I'm so happy, and I have a front row seat. I'm so excited.
So, yeah, it's the two of us where we say, let's tackle this topic, and we prepared a session for you guys, which will have amazing value for some, and for some even more. So let's go into that. So, Stephen, are you ready?
Of course.
So, all right.
Well, I think so.
What does this thing mean?
Okay. So first of all, we get to a stage in our businesses where we went from starting the business to looking to a point in our business where we really need to take it to the next level. There's a lot of thought process that goes behind that. We don't just step into the next level. We need to understand why we want to take it to the next level. What is the purpose of taking it to the next level? Obviously, besides a bit of growth. We've all accomplished things along the way, and it's very important what I'm saying here. But now to take the push to the next level, there are two options we have. We can either grow our business or we can scale it.
So what is the difference? Yeah.
So what is the difference? And it's important, and there's a fine line between growing and scale, because both of them, the outcome is increasing revenue. How we do it, we need to look into our business, which Wolf will talk about a bit later. I just did a model here, which is just to give you a concept of understanding the difference between scaling and growth. And it's important to know that when you're evaluating your business. So if you look at your current business, one would hope that it looks a little bit like the two graphs. The one is the light blue is your expenses and the dark blue is your revenue. And one hopes that in our current business, those two are either equal, depending how long we've been in it, or that you're making a bit of profit. Not all businesses are set up to scale. Some need to grow. So there's no right or wrong in this. What is the difference? If I grow my business, it could mean that I need to lay out capital in order to grow it. I need to spend money on resources. Your resources could be people, products, could be machinery. Okay? And so your growth goes up. It doesn't go up in alignment with your expenses. Your expenses, as you can see, you've got your expenses that you've had to cover to a certain level and hopefully will give you a little bit more profit. That also doesn't always happen, but people still want to grow their business in terms of keeping it sustainable. It's not always profit related. Scalability is when I can grow my business with the least amount of capital expenditure available to me. I can use my resource, my current resource, to increase my revenue.
So, Stephen, if I see this, of course, I think I would love to scale because then I can keep my expenses down and grow my revenue. Rather than growing and while going up in expensive, still I have more revenue, but the right side is so much more attractive. So how can I do this? Or why cannot everybody do it?
Because not every business is geared up to scale in such a manner. So the first thing we have to do, which I'm going to just touch on briefly, is we have to recognize and first look inside our business. And are we optimizing all the resource that's available to us?
What do you mean?
There are not many there are not many businesses that are running at 100, if any, that are running at 100% efficiency. In fact, I think even an efficiency of 70% is even probably quite high. I would say average is probably around between 60 and 70%. If I can increase that efficiency by even 5 or 10%, okay, I can scale up my business without outlay. So it becomes gross for net. I can then actually increase my revenue without spending not any money, but with spending minimal amounts of money in increasing my efficiency by optimizing the resource that's in my business. And that could be people resource, systems resource, and equipment.
So now we're talking to a lot of solopreneurs and small business owners, right?
Okay.
And so the question is, which we don't see in this graph, this could be a $100 million company or a one-person company, so which I don't know. And as we talk mostly about solopreneurs and small business, what is that and what does that mean?
Whether we're a $100 million company or a small company, we still need to look into our business and evaluate how are we going to increase the revenue of our business, but not just the revenue. How are we going to increase the profits of the business?
Okay.
And we need to assess that. And it's very important to assess where we are and also understand where we're going.
Mm-hmm. All right. I have this magic button. If you're ready, I can click it.
Go for it.
Ah.
I love the magic button.
You don't have that vision for the end goal. You have no clue where you're going, and we are going to work very hard to go nowhere. Nothing to add.
Okay. I want to just get, so I want, if we need to have a vision of where we want to go, it's also just as important to know where we are. And if we know those 2 points, we will be able to plot the best route forward. And when I speak about knowing where we are, that's where the evaluation comes in. We cannot effectively take on that journey until we've done a full audit on our current resource and what we're having. And then as we discuss, Wolf and I were discussing this, is why do I want to grow the business? It's very important to understand that. Okay, so there are two areas to look at, and that the one is to evaluate the business and why do I want to grow it, and the other is what goals am I setting myself. I need to have certain targets along the way. If I can, often where we do get sidetracked and we lose sight of whether we should scale or grow is because we're so focused on the vision, which is important to have, but we're so focused on the vision and it might be too far away from us. So if I can bring it back to the analogy of the mountain, we are so focused on the summit, we don't even see the mountain. The vision is purely a guide and an indication for us to keep assessing, are we moving towards that vision? But we need to have small goals along the way in order to assess how we are growing our business. And that's where every time we assess it, are we going to grow it from capital growth relative to the revenue, or are we going to grow it, scale it, where we're optimizing our resource and increasing our revenue?
Mhm.
I don't think there's no blueprint for it. It's a constant reassessment of how we're scaling the mountain.
Mhm.
Wolf,
It's your magic slide. Your
there was
story.
okay. There was a little note in there, is that, do you want to put the slide at the end?
Yes. It-
Not at the end of when I speak, at the end of this whole thing.
so that's what life is all about.
Yeah,
Stephen, there is no blueprint to a presentation.
exactly.
So you better be flexible. So let's talk business, or let's talk vacations, whatever your reason is to scale, because some people scale their business to finally have time to not spend all the time in their business, hang out on the beach. And there was one entrepreneur, he said he was living in the States and he was growing his business, and his dream was to live in Barcelona. He was really afraid to go away. And then he decided, what the heck, let's do it. And he moved to Barcelona and steered his business from the other side. What happened? His employees started to take on responsibility. He could not control everything anymore, and the business doubled. And he had more time to spend on the beach. And he said this was going away was the biggest business booster we would never had expected, rather than sitting all time in your business and just working there and doing the little stuff, which was. But first, you have to have a team which you can let go of. Otherwise, you are everything.
So in that assessment of your business, you need to ask yourself the question, and I'd like people to write this down. It's a very important question. Who is my team?
Yeah. The good thing, are you even a member in your team? Would you follow yourself? Or are you just all over the place? Or you have a clear vision. It's like, I love to follow myself.
Yeah. And this is the different levels that we get to. So the reason I put this side in is we started off building a business, and we've got to a certain level where we now want to grow it. We also, why do we want to grow it? Is it now to start building a lifestyle around that business?
That's a good point. What is it all about? I think we will deep dive into that a little in a few minutes. So the question also we always ask ourselves is, what does scaling look like to you? It's a personal question. And what do you want to scale? And the second question is, how much do you want to achieve it on a scale to 1 to 10? A bit, or really, I really want it. Because it's always a great story to tell. I told a lot of people I wanted to scale my businesses, but actually I really enjoyed my comfort zone because I could go earlier home. Actually, I achieved everything I already had. So scaling was not important to me depending on the business. So I had several ones. So I could try it out different styles. And the other thing is, how committed are you on a scale to 1 to 10 to do what it takes? You can just screenshot this question and ask yourself, when you think about that, how will that be? Okay.
A very important questions, Wolf. And just coming back to that is often if you ask people, how much do you want to make the change? How much do you want to scale? You will generally find that on a scale of 1 to 10, they will tell you very quickly a 10 or a 12 even.
Yeah.
When you ask them, the next question is, how committed are you on a scale of 1 to do what it takes? Because the journey is not an easy one. There's generally a pause and they have to think about that. And it's very rarely that it even gets close to a 10. It could be at an 8. And that's when you've got to ask yourself, how committed am I to do this, to take on the rest of this journey and build that lifestyle?
Yeah. So when we look at the ProTech community, like what business are we talking about? So we see a lot of accounting services, coaching, consulting services, creative service, like creative marketing service, and other services in the community. Products are really, scaling product is different than service. So we thought we will focus in this journey on how to scale a service company. And yeah, just wondering, like here in the chat and Facebook, what kind of business do you have? What is which category, or do you have another category? Which category do you belong? If you can write it in the chat, it would be amazing. So do we have no answer in the chat yet? Oh, creative, business, service.
Creative.
Everybody else has no business here.
I think they are still on their way to the live video because most people are in, or are we posting this actually in the Zoom chat? Should we put it in the Zoom chat?
Yeah, I think those people that are on the Zoom chat.
Okay. Yeah, put it, if you're in a Zoom chat, is good.
Okay, cool.
Because I don't see the live. Okay.
Are you able to see the Facebook chat answers, Nestine?
Yeah, I am watching it. And I put a poll on Facebook as well. So if you guys want to like answer that, that's really cool. I like that.
Accounting. Yeah, okay, so I see that. Okay, great. So, and Stephen, how would you describe your business?
My business is services business.
And Stephen, copywriting Stephen. And what do you do, like, Annalie? Oh, I would say, Leonie, you're probably in the publishing business, which is also creative service, but you're a publisher. No? It is basically, I would say, Leonie, you're more a product. It depends. Can you call is a magazine a product or a service, depending? But I would say it's more a product.
Yeah.
You're offering. But I think like one secret, Leonie, is to turn a service into a product. This is how you scale it.
Okay.
Going from push to pull. And all right. So I see. So we have a lot of different services. And so today we would like to take Nestine, if you're willing, to that we take your business and your vision apart a bit to have a deeper deep dive where it could go. Are you
willing? Like, oh my goodness, to like have two coaches help me scale my business? Yes, please.
So, all right. So, what I created, like the question, who is the captain in your boat, Mrs. Nestine?
Most of the time, I think it's supposed to be me, but I feel like most of the time I'm holding onto that anchor, like on the screen just for dear life. So I don't actually know.
All right. So the question is, so dear captain, ahoy captain, where are we heading? So when we look at your vision, right, what is your goal? So you have so let's can you wrap it up quickly? You have an accounting service, or how would you, can you just give us like a brief about your business? What do you do?
So do I have to choose the accounting part of it, just that part?
Like how would you select it? Make one? Which service would you like?
I want to scale the networking part of it.
So,
Okay.
so how would you send? So it's not an accounting service, or it's an accounting service. How would you say, like, what? So give us a brief, like, what is the business is about?
Can we only scale one piece of it at a time? Can't we like scale the whole thing?
No, we take now today one. We take
Okay.
one piece. You take your favorite piece. We scale that one.
Okay. I mean, everyone here has services businesses mostly, so let's scale then the course building. I'm a course builder.
Oh, so it's course building service.
Yes.
Okay.
I feel so lucky. I feel like I'm in the VIP seat. This is cool.
Yes. So Nestine, we welcome. We have Nestine on board. She has a course building service. And so when you tell us about, is there certain services you do, or is it like give us a little bit, like tell us a little about like what you're doing.
Okay, so I take content from a subject matter expert, and then I put it together into a Facebook course using my experience in the educational industry and the master's degree that I have in accounting education. And then I turn it into a course that can mostly run itself. So it's very little work to actually keep up with it. And then it basically starts producing passive income for the person that, buys the service, the subject matter expert. And then it also acts as a promotional tool for them because it improves their credibility. And it also, yeah, I think that's about it. Oh, wait, it generates leads. So it has like 3 benefits.
Okay. Income, leads, and authority, right?
Yes.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you so much. So let's go in. Like, what is your goal? So I have this beautiful scene. The scene works. This is your boat, right? This is your company. You're the captain. And then it gets wind, which supports it. There is a beautiful island. You want to go there. And there's this wonderful little rock, which can drown, basically sink your whole ship. But let's start first where you want to go to. Like when you think about building your business, like what is your goal, right? Especially when you think about scaling, like where do you want to go?
Okay, I want to be able to get into a bus, a Volkswagen beautiful renovated bus, and travel the world and just save entrepreneurs or do whatever I please for the day. Like that is my goal. I'm not even going to try to come up with anything else. Like that is what I want to do.
Able to travel the world of us. Then
I want to be free.
Okay.
And I want to have passive income.
Are you able, but you said you create a passive income. Are you in a position right now to be able to hop on that bus?
No.
Okay. What would you need to do to get to that position from where you are now?
So let's.
Yeah, that's where I have no clue. But basically, I don't know.
So what drives you? Okay, what drives you forward? What gives you energy?
I love helping people. I love not being tied down. Like the worst thing you can do to me is make me do something every single day of my life. It's horrible. I just end up not doing it, and then I feel like horrible about myself. So, but what gives me energy is helping people. I like teaching and coaching and but that also feels like I'm helping people.
So it's basically it's helping, it's coaching, right?
Yeah.
Coaching people.
And I like being successful. So I must say, like with my personality, like if I can like have a small win or a big win or a medium win or just like some type of win that gives me so much energy to go for the next win.
And
And the
what?
other thing
Okay.
is having people around me that kind of support my ideas and don't try to like tell me that it's not going to work. Like people that tell me that it is going to work.
Okay. So basically, what drowns you? I heard repetition,
Yes.
or repetitive task, right? Repetition in tasks, no?
Yes, for
Then
sure.
and then you have like people who basically, is it criticizing or like what are they doing?
Basically just telling you like whatever you come up with, if it's a new idea, they're like, no, you shouldn't do that. That won't work. Like, don't do that. It's like they can't see the vision that I can see. And I'm like, I know it's going to work. But they're like, no, we can't see it. Like, don't do it. Just do what you've been doing before.
So don't do that, people. Okay.
Yes.
And what else? When you think about your vision, what else is holding you back?
Admin. I don't like it. I'm also not very good at it. And marketing. I don't like that either. And I'm not good at it.
Okay.
So very important, something very important standing out here, Ernestine, is in the things that you don't like is, this is the question where you've got to ask, who do you need in your team? Because what is going to, are these things that you said earlier that you feel like you're holding on to the anchor?
Yeah.
So who can help you? Yeah. But maybe let's hold this back for 1 second. What can you, before we answer that, I think it's a really super point, Stephen. Let's quickly look at that. If you're Titanic, you want to reach, you're not the Titanic. You have the fantastic steamboat, right? And so you want to go to that island to be free and to have passive income. So what can cause your business to fail?
I think self-doubt is a big part of it for me. Like sometimes I wake up and I'm like, what am I even doing and why? Why am I trying to do this?
Okay.
I think what else can cause my business to fail is if I focus too much on all the stuff that I'm not good at, and then I don't get time to spend on doing the stuff that I am good at. So then I get to make very little money because I'm like focusing all my time on the stuff that doesn't make money and I don't like.
So if you're focused on stuff you're not good at, why is your business failing then? What's the problem behind it?
Well, I don't get to do actual revenue generating work. Like I feel like if I'm spending time on admin and marketing that I don't understand anyway and I don't like to do, then I'm not making money.
Okay, and what is the problem about self-doubt?
I think I struggle to, if I'm being very honest, I think I struggle to stay on a straight path and commit to something and then keep going for it, because halfway through I'm like, well, you won't be able to do it anyway. Just,
Okay.
So it doesn't make me give up, but it definitely does make me detour.
Okay.
So it's slow.
Yeah, it slows me down.
It slows you down. So it's about letting go of that anchor.
Yeah.
It's by thinking about no, and okay. And what else?
Leonie, so she's saying maybe I need an accountability partner, a motivator, but that's her. And Stephen. Okay, I think the other thing that can cause me to fail is if I don't know what I'm doing, because I'm generally like good at doing things when I know exactly what I'm supposed to do. But sometimes in business, I feel like no one's telling me what I'm supposed to do, and I'm not 100% sure. Like, should I spend today on like this task or that task or this task, or like what is going to get me there? And then like that not knowing makes me sometimes spend time on no task. I get lost in my own head.
So prioritizing.
Yeah. It's basically not prioritizing, not knowing what to prioritize, right? What is important in that? Is this right, Nestine, or how would you say it?
Yes, I would say it like that.
If you, and now back to Stephen's question, if you would, there would be one magic thing. If you look at the whole scene, right? We scroll a little bit out. If you look at your own business, and this would also be, we ask also Stephen, looking at this, there's this one wonderful woman. She has an amazing business idea. She's an expert in creating passive income for others. And she has a strong background in accountability. One thing that could be a good first step to help her. What do you say yourself, Nestine? If you look at this business, stepping a little bit back from Nestine, if you would be Nestine's advisor, what would she say?
I think she would say like, stop messing with your own head. Just believe and go for it.
Yeah.
And you'll figure it out along the way. And if you don't know, call Stephen or Wolf or Stephen or Leonie or someone that's going to give you good advice.
Okay. Okay, Stephen, what do you think, like from your expertise, no? So if you have like one thing, what would you give her?
And also, what would it take? You said stop messing with your own head, but you've actually identified a couple of things that are dragging you down, or they're keeping your boat back.
So
you aren't going to move forward with the anchor down. What would it take to address those points that are actually holding you back? Because your boat's not going to move forward.
So basically,
your boat's not going to move forward if you're focusing on administration and marketing that you don't like doing. Your boat's not going to move forward if you're hanging around people who are going to keep telling you that every idea you come up with is not good enough.
So is it like solving what holds you down, or addressing? What is your?
It's identifying what's holding you down. It's a good thing. In fact, that you acknowledge it is actually fantastic.
Okay, well, we have done it. So what's next?
Is to find out. Now you got to say, what do I do to actually release that anchor? And what is the solution going forward? How can you address the administration and the marketing?
Yeah, that's where I really need your guys' advice and guidance and this whole scaling course. Because according to me, the only solution is to have like a team of like 20 virtual assistants looking after me and Peter 24/7. And we can afford a team of 20 virtual assistants 24/7.
Do you have any virtual assistants?
Yes, I do. And she's amazing. But we share her with a lot of other people.
Okay, let's don't go too deep into that. So also you guys in the chat on Facebook and on Zoom, if you have one idea, what is this one thing you see in this person that could solve a lot? At least 10-20% of her challenges. Can you write it in the chat? This would be amazing. And my suggestion would be, you would solve it if you connect your dream to your business, because I see that your dream has nothing to do with your business. It's detached. So it's basically once you hit your dream, or you reach the goal of your business, you can live this goal, but it's not connected.
How would you connect the dream to the business?
Of course you can, because Nestine, how could you? But let's see first if there is something else. Did something come on Facebook? No.
No.
No, also not here. Okay, so is there a good question? So Stephen asked me, Steve, how would you connect your dream with your business? How can you bring it together? Do you have ideas?
Sorry, Christine, I'm just laughing at your comment, at your message that you typed.
I'm just trying to help.
Give me advice, people.
Yeah.
Come on, guys. You can do it. Solve my problems for me.
Yeah, but if you would know it yourself? You want to travel the world in a bus, support entrepreneurs, and have a passive income. How is it when you take your services, right? That's your boat, right? So that's Nestine's boat. And so how can you bring it together?
I think I think maybe what could work is if when we're in the bus, we can use that to drive. Oh yeah, we can totally use that to become more well known on the social media spectrum and become kind of influencers. And in that way, it will up our credibility. Because I could say, like, look, I'm earning passive income. That's why I can build a course. I can do it for you as well.
So this means it's a bus of authority bus.
Is it what?
The bus the bus is the great authority that you made it, right?
Yes. Yeah, and it can get us known, and we can make like footage on the go.
So
I think it could be a good way to connect with our audience. Like we can meet up with entrepreneurs from across the globe, maybe talk to them, actually do a lot of the marketing work that way. Like, because like marketing is just basically telling people about your business, right? And hoping they give a shit. Sorry, Marlon, that's my official definition for marketing.
So basically the bus becomes your authority and lead generator.
Yes.
Okay. And basically you could because you can prove the business is working. So this is already bad. And by that, you already connected your business to that. It's not anymore detached. So you need a bus. It's your bus becomes a business expense.
This is so cool, and then I can deduct it for tax purposes.
Yes, because it's a marketing, it's a lead generator.
That is amazing.
So how can you then, because you want to support entrepreneurs, right? How can you support entrepreneurs while you're traveling?
I can meet them, like where we go. We can use it to like generate more awareness for the little baby local businesses in each area where we go. We can like put them on our channel and showcase them and show them off to the world and like feel good about that when someone then actually goes and buys an ice cream from a small ice cream shop in the middle of nowhere.
So this means you can support entrepreneurs locally, right?
Yes.
So I'm really bad with spelling. And globally.
I see every now and again you want to go back to your German spelling, Wolf.
Yeah, it's even worse in German.
Okay.
It's just because I'm a designer. It's too creative. My head is faster than my hands.
Oh.
Okay. And so if you say like you can work with them locally, give workshops and all that, and help them build their courses, So, and how does it create a passive income?
Well, if we can have some like courses out there and for like different subject matter experts, and we can maybe like do a deal with them to say like, look, this course is going to generate you passive income. I'm not going to charge you an upfront fee for this, but what I will say is like, give me 5% of the passive income that it generates for life, and I'll put my name on it and take it with me on the bus. Then that could generate me like proper passive income, because then like the more successful the bus venture is in generating leads and establishing authority and getting our name out there, the
Okay.
more money we'll earn, and we'll literally be paid for traveling.
So passive income by 5% revenue share. So by pushing the product, right? For whatever I like to do. So, but here you go. Now the bus makes sense, the traveling makes sense, and the passive income makes sense.
So now that you've got clarity on your vision, an absolute clear vision, and as Wolf said, you've connected it to where you are now. Okay. What are you asking of your market?
Like solve the in-between bit, because I don't know, how do I go from holding onto the anchor to living on the island in the bus?
Well, you mentioned that you're going to create the passive income from building courses.
Yes.
Do you have absolute clarity about who your client is?
I think it's Stephen Levy.
Maybe.
Yeah. So that as pastor. So are you looking? So there's a very important statement that you made. You said you're going to create. You've identified the vehicle to create passive income as building courses.
I think some of our other products will also like start selling better once this whole thing takes off. But I kind of think like to start the passive income process, so we actually have, you know, money to have like a full-time virtual assistant and get in the bus. Like I think, because I was thinking it was going to be the networking, but with the networking, it's kind of taking a bit longer than expected to take off, and
The
I'm not
networking
sure
could
how
be a
to solve that
platform.
problem. So I was like, maybe I can solve the course problem. Let's try that.
I just want to make a statement, Nestine, that the importance of having that vision and connecting the vision, as Wolf's done, is you know where you're going. You're not there yet, but you can start creating that vision in your bus, and coming back to give some thought to what is the core generator of that passive income for you. You mentioned it.
Just say the question again. I'm not exactly clear
What
on
is
what
the
the question
core?
is.
What is the core generator? You do have a few products. What is the core generator
Like
of your
money
passive
generating. No.
income?
It's the courses.
Okay. So what are you looking for?
Isn't it the teaching?
It's the building courses.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
course. It's teaching others how to build a course, right?
Are you teaching them to build the course, or are you building the courses with them,
Or for them.
for them?
I'm happy to build the courses for them
But who's the expert?
in building courses.
No, in the content.
Oh, that can be whoever. It can be you. It can be Steven. It can be Steven Westwood. It can be Somerville. It can
okay,
be
so
anyone that really has.
So they are the content, right? So they are the content experts. So how can you support them?
I have a master's in accounting education, so I'm skilled at creating courses that are super engaging, and really fun to do, but they also work. So people actually like end up doing them. So you get rave reviews from this product. Like I can create an amazing product on almost any topic. I've done it for a couple of people, and I have some courses out there, but I don't earn passive income on them. So I mean, I can make it perfect. And I feel like a lot of experts, like, it's kind of like everyone wants a course these days because they see like the ability of courses to generate that passive income for them. But then at the same time, a lot of subject matter experts don't have the experience in education that I have. Like, they don't know how to set learning outcomes and make sure that that ties into each and every single activity. Think about how it's going to be assessed. Think about how it's going to be supported with your experiential learning methodologies and your peer assessments, and how are you going to get the people to work together, so you have to do even less work for the course to run. But then at the same time, how are you going to create that feeling where everyone is just happy to be in the course and they're talking to each other and they're taking each other through the learning journey, but like with being like involved yourself like as little as possible. And it's totally possible to automate all of that if you build the course correctly. It's also very possible to just put a whole bunch of information into a course, like whichever package you choose. There's so many packages you can buy. But if you put that information in there incorrectly, like, people are going to struggle to get through it. They're not going to be able to see a story. They're not going to feel like you're holding their hand throughout this journey. They're not going to complete it. They're not going to give you rave reviews. It's not going to take off. They're not going to tell their friends about it. Where, like, if you go the other way, then it's such a powerful thing that actually sells.
Yeah.
I'd like to, sorry, well, I wanted to just, there's so much power, there's so much meat in what you're saying at the moment.
Yeah.
Steve, you need to listen to yourself.
Really?
Yeah. You're giving yourself your own answers. You just need to listen to them. Wolf asked you, what are you looking for? People with content. So if the Wolf or myself or Steve or anybody on here or anyone else for that matter of fact are content experts, okay, you've just, in the last few minutes, you've just put yourself out as a course building expert.
Yeah.
When you put the content and the course together, you're satisfying your need and you're satisfying the need of the entrepreneur that you're helping. And it's connected to your vision of, Wolf, why don't you just scroll so we can see you wrote, I want to just see what you wrote in the vision. If you can just see the island.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay. You've actually just connected your passive income and your 5% revenue share.
You just have to find people who you're like a ghostwriter for courses. Everybody wants to have a book.
Oh, that makes sense.
Steven knows how to make a book, right? But it's about, and everybody, like, there's like the smart people. No, there's like the intelligent people, they write their own. No, the intelligent people write their own book. The smart people let others write their book. And because they're not intelligent enough. So you just find a ghostwriter. You are a ghostwriter. It's a ghostwriter service.
You're a course builder.
It's a
Wolf,
ghostwriter.
I just want to bring it into the analogy of a boat. You need your boat to get to the island. Okay. You're the expert boat builder. I've got the sails. I've got all the components of the boat. I don't know how to put it together.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So if I give you the components, then you build the boat for me, we can get to the island. You can get to the island
together.
Yeah. So you are the ghost builder for high engaging courses.
Exactly.
And that's your identity, and that's why you get 5% or 10 or 20.
Whatever that percentage is, yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys think this will work?
What do you think?
Oh, I think I only thought of it yesterday, and you inspired it, Stephen. So.
You know, I would say there's one thing why it could fail,
Yeah.
and is in it. It's you know where I see it. I'd see it here. The moment you make it up, it's not about you. It's about them.
Hmm.
You have to love their ideas. They have the doubts. They have the fears. They need your strengths. And if you want that they clap for your idea, the whole thing will collapse because they have doubts. That's why they come to you. So, people, if you love that, forget this. It's it's going beyond your ego. It can be friends or something, right? But your clients cannot clap. You need to clap for them.
Yeah.
And if you love supporting their ideas, not yours, this is when it changes. So what can you do out of that? Could you change it to something which matters to them? How can it support them?
The course.
Yeah, but like, what do they need from you? What can you give them that they feel confident and comfortable?
I I'm good at taking care of people, and I'm good at drawing out their expertise in a way that I need it so that I can put it down and make it make sense to someone else. I'm good at showcasing other people and making them shine and making them feel like they're like the most important person in the world. I feel like another anchor is I'm not good at talking through difficulties or dealing with maybe conflict. So I think it would be just like be really, really important for me to pick the people I work with very carefully, especially for the first few courses, and also to have Peter right there like, by my side so he can help me deal with the people aspect of it.
All right.
So if you shared, so you have a vision. You mentioned earlier that some people don't support you because they didn't see your vision. If you shared your vision, you'll get those people that believe in they see what you see, and they'll come on board your boat with you. There will also be some people that don't share the same vision as you do, and they're not going to hop onto your boat, and that's okay.
All right. I would say let's stop this session that point and have a quick discussion on scaling. Right?
Okay.
So now, Stephen, if we as consultants, so we have here a really engaged entrepreneur who has a great business idea and she's connected to their growth. So do you think she's ready to scale?
I think there's work to do before she decides how she's probably ready to scale. There's work to do before she decides how she's going to scale.
I would say she's not ready to scale, if I would say, in the sense of she needs to first prove that her idea is working. So really being clear that people, like first thing, does she love to go around in a bus? It's a thesis. How long does she like to travel in a bus? A week, a month, a year? So I would just prototype that. Go for one, like going, I would suggest to her, go for 1 week with a bus, talk to different entrepreneurs and pitch your idea and work with them in your tiny little bus. Just rent one. See, do you really like it? Does it give you energy to travel? Or is actually the idea of traveling around greater? Maybe it doesn't, in the end, it will be something else. So I would test this. Second, I would say like which other entrepreneurs she can work best with. Is it because accounting people are really structured people. Can she work best with really structured people and build them their courses because she has this creativity? Or can she really work well with highly creative people who are all over the place? And so she needs to structure them. So, and is it all kinds of fields? Is it health, like which fields are her expertise? So that she finds out who is her client and what is the real, like testing the goal, testing the client, and testing the offer. If this is really clear and it created some energy, so then she can come back and we can talk about scaling.
I have a question, Wolf.
Yes.
Does that mean I need to build some of these courses maybe for free to begin with and then just see like if it works? Like how
No.
does it turn out?
If you would, so I put a really great recommender who can help you yourself, right? So would you recommend yourself to build a course, which is a lot of work, for free?
Yes.
Why that?
Right.
Because like isn't that the way it works? Like you have to have like proof in the pudding before you can sell the pudding,
Yeah, but
right?
you have already proof in the pudding. You said you built amazing course and you generated passive income.
Well, I did, but in those courses, I have one key ingredient which I don't have in my service offering. Those courses are run through an accredited institution, so they buy the courses from me, and then I get like a very small percentage of passive income from the
There you
courses
go.
running.
You have for the people who are good in marketing, they can do their own marketing of the course. Otherwise, I help you sell it to an organization. You have a proof.
But how would I help them sell it to an organization?
Because the same you said, the same you did it the same. You can put it on. There's so many platforms out there who provide Udemy and all that. Build a course on Udemy, it will generate some income. If they make $1 of passively out of their expertise, is already amazing because they haven't done before $1. So you can make it. If you make it too cheap, it's not no, it doesn't have to make it doesn't be highly expensive, but it should generate, because if people don't pay, you have no clue if they pay for a service. If you come to me and build my course for free, hell yeah, you're welcome.
Great, you're hired. You can be my first client.
Yeah, but ask me if I would pay $500 to build a course, right? Then you know my real interest. And I know, you know what you know? You know how big my doubt is. It's not about believing you. Do I believe myself that my course can regenerate $500?
I think it can because, like, I mean, I'm also a researcher. So I'm used to working with different academics on their different topics, and like a lot of them will actually like outsource their like course material and their lesson creation and stuff to me. And if there are things missing from their, like I would have to go do that research and fill it in, or go back to them and ask the question like, you need to tell me more about goal setting, or like this part about goal setting, because I need to explain this as the next step before we can even think about explaining the thing that you want to explain after that.
Yeah.
So
Wolf asked you the question is, if he comes to you, does he believe that his course can generate $500?
no, I don't think so, because I haven't done it for anyone yet.
No,
So
he didn't ask you if you believe it. He asked if he has to ask of himself.
Oh.
Does he believe his course can generate $500?
Look in the comments.
It's about supporting the other ideas. The other people are in doubt. It's not your worth. It has nothing to do with your worth. If you can prove the others that they can Wolf can, when you do the course, your course has a value of $500, and with me you can redo it. this is your work. The doubt is on the other side. Okay, so I would say for today, I think we had a good session. If there is, we can close this and with some questions from the audience, if there is questions, and then we can take it from there.
I have a question. What is my homework? Because we have to prove real progress throughout this course, this journey, right? So this is you think you can scale your course.
Okay, so
your
your
business
homework,
challenge.
I will just show it for you 1 second. I prepared a board, and your board is this. It's a company scan where you will write down your company. What is your offer, your target group, how the marketing, your sales idea, and how you want to build the organization, how much energy you want to put in.
Okay.
So it's really easy. It's self-explanatory. I will show it to you. But so it's this one scan where you draft your company, right? And the good thing, if you're not in the, you don't want to fill it out, it's great because then you know your idea is not even worth filling out a page of paper. And then it's not enough energy in it. Because like Steven said, building a company or scaling a company is actually, it is work. But you can actually rent a bus and fill it out there. Because like Steven said, you have a laptop, constant power and internet so you can work anywhere.
Are we going to repeat this process that we did with me now while I'm filling in my thing and doing the thing? And I can check back in with you guys on the next sessions.
Yes.
Or we may be going to do this process next week with someone else from the tribe, like another entrepreneur.
Yeah, I would say let's take another industry.
Yeah. That would be really, really powerful because like I learned so much from this session. I'm sure like watching you do it even maybe on 4 more people like will be so helpful for all of us. I don't know how you guys feel. Steven, Yoni, how do you feel about that?
I think it's a good idea. Steven? Yeah,
I think that is a good idea, especially if you're going to go with somebody from a different industry or somebody who offers a completely different service. It also helps with demonstrating how much variety there is when scaling a business.
Yeah.
So, guys, can I do one more thing before I'm interrupting your whole session, but I have a secret that I want to announce live. I have a scaling secret weapon.
Share it.
Share it.
He's here right now and looking at the screen, thinking like, "What are you doing, Nastine?" But this idea that you guys have like now told me, basically, you're coaching me on how to scale this idea, and I actually think it's really scalable, but I can't do it without my secret weapon. So this person is supposed to take away the anchor of the marketing and very much the not knowing, because this person is a person that is just so positive and always believes in me, and I think we can figure out a lot of things together, and it would be so much more easier to move forward and scale and everything and remove the self-doubt if this person is there. So this person is my secret weapon, and this is my joint venture partner, and he's my secret weapon, and he's called Steven Westland. So next time we check in with all the homework, Steven would have done it with me, right, Steven?
Of course. I've actually been making notes throughout this, just so, yeah.
That's amazing. So we're officially starting a course building business together, Steven.
All right. So is there more?
Sorry.
You go, Steven. Sorry.
You need to repeat what you just said.
I did record it.
Repeat it.
Rewind.
What did I say?
You just said we're starting to. You said something to Steven now.
We're officially starting a course building business together.
It's everything that ties in with the clarity of your vision, with where you want to get to, because your course building business and your answer sits in your vision is going to create passive income. There was so much in what you said today, and I'm sure Steve's made notes in terms of what you said, because you gave yourself the answers to assess where you are right now, what it is you're doing. That's so important. You have absolute clarity on what you're doing. Your platforms, your networking platforms that you have might just be the platform to get the people who are going to give you the content to build their courses, to create passive income for yourself and for them. Are there entrepreneurs that you're looking at, looking to build passive income if they're in the services business? Do they have the content and do they have the knowledge to build the course? If they don't, you their lady.
All right.
This is really cool. So I'm not that bad at scaling businesses. It just takes me a long time because I keep going like this, and then I'm like a goldfish. Like, ooh, what's that?
So, Stephen, like, what do you think? Like, as I heard, you're a co-founder of that business.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. And so, when you saw the session, what popped? Is there something that popped up, or some feeling that it generated, or thoughts?
So there was quite a lot that I got from that session. So keep in mind, me and Nastine have literally only spoken about this yesterday. Okay, so we've had a discussion and we think that it's viable. Now, throughout that session, I did have Nastine send me some private messaging. Now, I'm going to, if you don't mind, Nastine, I'm going to share something that you shared with me that I think is very, very telling as to the type of person you are. So let me find it.
And now I'm nervous. Which one is it?
You actually said that you were feeling very anxious about this at one point. And I said to you that there's a thought behind that anxiety, there's a thought behind that. But as the session went on, how did you feel?
Much better. I just totally relaxed into it, and like it just started going really well. And I had like awesome coaches with me, just like loving and supporting, guiding me through the process. So it felt like very different at the end than like at the beginning. At the beginning, I was so nervous. I was like, what are these people even going to say about this business? Like, they're going to tell me it's never going to work. Like, oh my goodness, this is all live.
See, that self-doubt, that anxiety around whether it's going to be successful or not, is something that you can control. Now, I wouldn't have suggested if I didn't think that this would work. And this will work because, first of all, we both have that sort of experience in developing courses. We both have that sort of experience in developing something that is quite tangible. And it's something that a lot of people are looking for, especially in the current climate. Now, there's a few things that you said that really stuck out to me as maybe you're not seeing the opportunity that you have. You admitted that you're already selling courses or providing courses to institutions. That helps develop your credibility. That helps cement just how good you really are, because I know there are a lot of universities around the world, and I know that there's a lot of universities here in the UK where they will only use reputable resources. They will only use resources that will help cement the educational aspect of the concepts that have been developed throughout that course. So from an academic perspective, you've already got that credibility. It's marketable. You are a marketable person.
I'm so happy.
Steve, there's something I'd like to, that I'm listening to Nastine and the self-doubt that you just brought up now. Something that could be the self-doubt was when Wolf asked you, about would he be willing to invest the $500? Okay. Does he believe his course content can generate $500 revenue for him if he invests with you? And your answer to him was you're not sure if his course will generate $500. Okay. Your self-belief is not in, your belief does not come from Wolf's understanding Wolf's content. Your expertise is in building Wolf's content into a course. If Wolf, it's not for you, you don't know everybody's business. Your expertise is building courses. We had a chat about building a course. You don't understand my content. I'm coming to you and I'm looking for you as the expert, as a course builder.
Yeah.
I have to believe that the content that you put together into that course will generate the revenue. And that's just listening to you. I think that could be the narrative that you're having with yourself, or the discussion that you're having with yourself is creating the self-doubt. You're worrying about whether that course can generate $500. Actually, Wolf's got to worry about that, not you.
And that's the big point about scaling.
Mm.
You scale a business, the road gets more windy, more narrow, steeper. And first drive your car on the streets really hard and fast and stable. And when you go that, then you can go up to that next level. And so let's build something which has a great foundation and then take it up there. Because if you scale something which is not rigid already, it creates this panic, and there's a good reason for it. So let's build an amazing foundation, and then scaling will be easy. And the biggest thing about that, what people say, they scale too early. They haven't done the homework. They are not clear, and this is when you will do the work, like the homework for next time. You will see which point are already bulletproof and which are already still lacking, and where you say like, oh, I'm quite insecure about that. And the clarity, you don't have to work on it, you have to work on the others. And once it's checked off, you're fine with all that, happy, proved, then you scale. And maybe there's probably already, like Steven says, that there is already more there than you think. And this is also one, to me, a takeaway from today's session. Most entrepreneurs, they don't see the value they're already creating. They're focusing on their lack. But coming from a place of abundance, there is already a lot of there. And for that, you can fill the rest.
That's so beautiful. I love that, Wolf. That's amazing. I need to remember that.
So, Nestine, so we can finish up with a song.
Yay!
And it's called Let's All Ride in the Bus. What was the day Nestine bought the bus? It was a beautiful, in which color?
Red and cream, two-tone.
Red and cream bus. It sounds pretty shitty. The red and cream bus, only live here on ProTech.
A person that we can take on this journey, because this is like an epic journey. Everyone should actually go through this. For next week, can I nominate a person?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think I should nominate Somerville. I think she is super ready to scale, and she would really appreciate this time with you too. So that'll be amazing. I don't think she can actually speak right now, but she's putting up heart, which means yes. Awesome. Yay. Okay, so next week
Somerville. So we look at the, yeah, so she's in the virtual assistant business.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we will look in that service business and see like, where is she and is she ready to scale?
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you to the two of you. This was amazing. Guys, can I see hearts on the screen if you thought this was absolutely amazing? Ah, so many hearts. Thank you guys. It's going everywhere. And by the way, I am going to pilot test my course building skills on this course.
Brilliant.
Because that's how we
perfect.
roll.
That's right. So
Networking
perfect. Thank
is...
you. So
Yeah, so I am going to be building the course live. I will have the Facebook group link for you guys ready by the next live. So by the next live, I will have it in the comments for you so you can check it out as we build it. I'm going to take the content that we discussed today and snip it up and wrap it around and stick butterflies on it, and it's going to be beautiful. So, yeah, and you're going to be able to see it first. So thanks so much for joining us. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. And we will see you again next time. And next time we're going to totally scale Somerville's business. Yay! Awesome. Bye-bye.